Okay. You may have noticed something today, that of course, the theme of this event has been heart to heart. But for those of you that are fans, you probably also noticed that there has been an underlying theme of Star Trek. So as we look to the future, we want to aspire to a future where humanity has come together in peace and works for the betterment of the planet and looks towards new frontiers. So, we have another surprise for you. Jeff was up here a little bit earlier talking about our new corporate office in Utah. This is going to be 25,000 square feet, and we have the entire top floor of this building. So when it's done, we hope that you will come and visit. And when you do, and we have our grand opening, you are going to be treated to an enormous brand partner welcome center. Now, when we were going through laying out the floor plan for this, and I started speaking to the staff about this idea that I wanted to have a welcome center, so the idea would be brand partners come out to visit, they can hold meetings there, they can use our hologram technology that you've seen now to have meetings all over the world. But when you go into the Welcome Center, it should feel like you're stepping into the future. And why not have that Welcome Center look like something out of the 23rd century? So in order to do that, I started speaking with Jim Caldwell, who has connections in Hollywood. And as it turns out, we got someone from Star Trek to design it. So let me tell you about this person. His name is Doug Drexler. He has 43 years of experience in film and television. And he's been involved in makeup, conceptual design, illustration, graphics, and making full-scale models. Now, he has won both an American and British Academy Awards. And he's been nominated 8 times for Primetime Emmys, winning twice. He is a Saturn Award winner, a Visual Effects Society, and Peabody Award winner. Futurism has defined Doug, and he spent 20 years working on Star Trek. In fact, we had a very nice conversation about his relationship with Gene Roddenberry. So this goes back to the time of The Next Generation, Deep Space Nine, Voyager, Enterprise, Picard, Battlestar Galactica, and the Orville. So before we bring Doug out, we've prepared a special video to take a look at some of the things that he's done. So let's go ahead and take a look at that now. and gentlemen, welcome to the stage, Academy Award winner and Star Trek legend, Doug Drexler.
Look at this guy here. Amazing. Just amazing. Oh my God, it's so exciting to be here. I can't believe it. I'm so impressed. This is the first time I've been to one of the Lifewave conventions, and I'm just utterly blown away by the enthusiasm and the excitement in this room. And to be here is just incredible.
You know, Doug, we were talking backstage, so we started this project months ago, and you've been absolutely incredible to work with. I can't tell you what a privilege it's been to work with him, and you're going to see some of his work in just a moment. But you told me something backstage that I didn't know about you, and that has to do with somebody that I very much looked up to, a guy by the name of Stan Lee. Tell us a little bit about your encounter with Stan Lee.
Well, you know, Stan is a hero of mine, and I guess I started reading Marvel like in 1959. And he was writing stuff that had never been seen before in comic books. And my mother thought comic books were evil, and she made me throw them all away. But the thing was that, you know, I lived in New York City, and I was in Manhattan a lot, and we opened a store at 53rd and 3rd in Manhattan. It was a Star Trek store at a point where Star Trek was considered to be a failure, so Paramount didn't bother us. They didn't think it was worth anything. And we put a museum in the back of the store, and we had a press thing where we invited NBC and ABC and the newspapers and stuff like that. And of course, I invited Stan Lee. And to show you the kind of guy that he is, he came. And my mother was there, the lady who made me throw all my comic books away. And I introduced my mother. I said, "Mom, this is Stan Lee." And my mother put her finger in his face and said, "You know, you had more to do with raising my son than I did." And Stan said, "The last lady who told me that, her son was in Sing Sing."
Well, Doug, let's go over so we make sure that we leave enough time for this. Because I know you've got 100 stories to tell about your career. But let's go ahead and talk a little bit about the concept first. So we were connected. First, this was actually like a networking thing. I talked to Jim. Jim talked to one of his friends in LA, and then he connected us with you. So talk about like when you approach that project of the Welcome Center, they might want to start to see. Do we want to show them an image of the Welcome Center?
I think we ought to.
All right, let's go ahead. You guys want to see the 23rd century Welcome Center?
Oh, wait, you know, I was supposed to get a clicker. Where's my clicker?
You came out without the clicker. Well, we can resolve that. We have hologram technology. We can beam the clicker in. Or we can ask this lovely lady, thank you, Jenny,
this is the clicker,
to bring in the clicker.
Okay, that's an overview of the place. And actually, this isn't the space that we're going to be using. It was a space that we had earlier on.
So this was some concept art, right?
Concept stuff.
Yeah.
Basically, I guess I should move ahead here. If you look at the left side of the screen, you'll see this room that is completely white. And are we there? Okay. This first room, and with your permission, I'll refer to it as the Hollow Suite.
Hollow Suite works.
Where it's almost a white void where it's kind of cleansing your palate from the outside world to enter this world of Lifewave. And the only thing in that room, which is something that looks suspiciously like the monolith from 2001, that this gentleman will beam into that holographic booth and impart knowledge, just like the monolith did. And basically, I think that was kind of our inspiration. It kind of organically grew into that.
So the idea is we're going to have tours of the Lifewave office, of the Welcome Center. So when you come in, there will be a hologram of me welcoming our new brand partners to our Welcome Center. So that's how we're going to utilize that space.
Yeah.
But what's really cool about this is that the way the walls are built out is you don't know that there's anything else beyond this.
You don't know that, well, you just look like you're in a room, but if we zip over here, which is one of the walls, these walls actually will rise up into the ceiling, revealing this tunnel. That when you go in the tunnel, you're completely enveloped by this multimedia show that tells the story of Lightwave.
Yeah, this is, the tunnel is about 28 feet long, and it's covered in circular LEDs, right? LEDs that wrap around
they have
the tunnel.
LED screens now that are flexible, that you can bend into almost any shape. And as a matter of fact, even transparent, which we'll be using later on when we get into the other parts of the Welcome Center. But we will eventually go in there, and you can see here's a view from inside where you've got all this amazing stuff happening, incredible fun graphics happening that will clue everybody who comes to visit into all the excitement and the adventure of Lifewave.
Yeah, so they come into this, and this is the opportunity to be learning about our products, our business opportunity, and our humanitarian work. So as people come into this part of the Welcome Center, because it's massive, again, I think most people would be thinking, oh, this is the Welcome Center.
That has to be it. There can't be any more.
Can't be any more. But there's more.
So what will happen is at the end of this tunnel, another door will open up. And I'm just going to zip through here. The next room is kind of a cavalcade of Lifewave products, and it's filled with data centers that will be interactive and will impart knowledge about all of the different amazing products that this guy has come up with. It's really exciting. It's such a privilege for me to do this. And it's just, I've been a part of Star Trek for decades. And Star Trek is about potential, human potential, and the fact that the human adventure is just beginning. And that's what this is about, and that's what Lifewave is about. So when you get into this room, you're kind of thinking that maybe this is it, but there's whole nother room beyond that where we have individual kiosks that put a spotlight on a lot of the interesting things that are being worked on by David and crew. Like, for instance, this is the kiosk where we show the drone. Your technological Pegasus, I might say.
Yeah. So this will be actually a scale model of our drone. It will have a 5 or 6 foot wingspan, so it's actually quite big. And we'll see how it ultimately works out, but the current concept is to kind of have this upright on a turntable where it's moving around, so you can see it from different angles. And we have these LED displays that tell you all about humanitarian projects and how we're using the drone.
When I mentioned the transparent LED screens, those will be used extensively here, surrounding the thing with cascading graphics happening on it. It's really going to be real exciting to look at, and actually, it's one of my favorite things in it. But there's still more to come. For instance, this is a kiosk that focuses on the new energy systems that David is working on.
But we're not going to say too much of that right now, right?
Talk too much about it, no. But ultimately, the aesthetic design of it, the way the data interfaces wrap around it. This thing has a kind of a vortex. I'm not supposed to talk about that,
right?
But anyway,
that wasn't very good.
I love this thing. I think it's really cool. So there is that, and then we'll have that kind of energy core floating in the center there, and I think it's going to be awesome.
Yeah, I think it's awesome.
Awesome. We also have, and I'll move on to this.
Now.
Am I going back?
No. You're doing fine.
Oh, okay.
So there's something in this picture that we can't talk about.
Do I know about it?
No. No. That's what has me very concerned. So I think what you could talk about are the fruits and vegetables on the end. That would be safe. But talking about the thing in the middle is probably something we're not going to talk about.
I can't talk about that. Sorry. I don't even know what he's talking about, so I can't. I can't give away anything. I would if I could, but
yeah. So this is our agricultural center, and it's no surprise, we've been developing new technology to grow fruits and vegetables in an entirely different way and to give them properties that you wouldn't normally find. And we want to have a section of the Welcome Center to feature this future technology. So I think that's safe.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's all we can say about that.
Yeah. Let's see what lies beyond this.
It makes me thirsty. I really could use a drink of water right now.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to move on to the next. Did I hit the right button? There we go. This is just another view of the overall, where we have the what do you refer to it as? The whirl, the petals, the flower thingy on the top. Well, anyway, that thing on the roof.
Lifewave X39 logo, and it is nothing more than that.
But yeah, it's all very exciting. This is just a sneak peek of it. We're still working on it. There's a lot of development still to come. And we just thought that it would be really fun to give you guys a little bit of a look at it at this point.
Yeah, so Doug, I have a big round of applause for Doug Drexler on that. It's been amazing. So Doug, let's talk a little bit more about something. I mean, you've done an incredible job
can I finish my Stan Lee story?
Okay, finish your Stan Lee story. Sorry about that.
I saw Stan a few years before he passed. A friend of mine, Barbara Luna, who was on the original Star Trek as the captain's woman, who's one of my dearest friends, she knew that I love Stan, and she did an autograph show, a Hollywood autograph show at LAX, and she said, Stan is going to be there. You should come down and see him. And I'm like, of course. I'm there. And I went, and he's in the green room, and the guy's like 96 years old, and he's like the ever-ready Energizer Bunny. He's back there cracking jokes and signing things, and he's just the most amazing guy. And one of his talents, and kind of like this guy here, is that he will make anyone he's talking to feel like the most important person in the room. And they're really amazing. So, you know, we chatted with him, and we took some pictures with him, and I said, Stan, back in 1977, and I told a story about the museum opening, how he came, how my mother was there. She stuck her finger in his face and said, you had more to do with raising my son. And he said, the last woman who told me that, her son was in Sing Sing, and he roared at his own joke, and it was a pretty good joke. And I said to him, Stan, I just wanted to let you know that you were my surrogate father. And he was touched. I felt pretty sure he heard that before, but, you know. And so as time went on, we all started mixing and moving around again. And about 20 minutes later, his handler comes in and says, Stan, we have to get you to the airport and get you to your plane. And so he's heading out, and I want to say something else to him, and I'm thinking, you know, he's 96 years old. He just met 100 people. He's probably forgotten we even had a conversation. And as he's reaching for the doorknob, he stops. He turns, finds me, and says, goodbye, my surrogate son. And that's the kind of guy he was.
So, Doug, as we get ready to wrap up, one thing I think that is incredibly important, you have achieved the absolute pinnacle of success in your industry. And I would imagine you had a very supportive family growing up that supported your dreams, right?
The thing is that both my parents were Depression-era kids, and then World War II happened, and, you know, it's like, I think the attitude was, I mean, they weren't stopping me, but their attitude was, you know, get your head out of the clouds, and That's crazy stuff. No one does that kind of thing. And I have to say that one of the things that David said that really strikes me is that, and not that my parents made fun of me, although my father did say, if you spend half as much time on your schoolwork as you did on a TV show, you'd be okay. And he did go with me to the Academy Awards, so.
Ladies and gentlemen, another big round of applause for Doug Drexler. Doug, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Doug. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Doug. Thank you.